right? So the tooth is like this.
Yeah. Hey, that's so cute.
In the molar one, what nerve that innervate this tooth?
Super. Super. Nggak superior sih.
Anyone can answer? Please raise hand.
Yang
Posterior, superior, alveolar, and then
wallet sih. And like open bracket sometimes.
so you think this is only one nerve for innervate this tooth, or two nerve? Two type nerve or one type nerve? Two? What type? One is superior posterior alveolar nerve, and then the other superior
Media.
medial alveolar.
Iya bener.
You, what's your name? No, don't turn it on. Misha, please, go. Which one?
Superior.
No, it's okay.
Posterior sama superior
Please.
medial itu bedanya for molar itu di supply by two nerves.
Just draw the nerve line.
Superior posterior.
So this is important because when you want in the clinic, when you want to treat the patient, what you want to draw?
No, I have a question. Does the palatine nerve also interact with the first molar? Does the palatine nerve
Yes.
also be supplied to the first molar?
Yes. So palatine is like this, right? That's foramen in here. That's foramen in here. Foramen small area. So the nerve is also like this.
Greater, lesser,
Okay?
sources now.
It's coming like this. From palatine. Misha, come on. So this is important because when you want to remove the tooth, especially molar one upper, first molar maxilla, the supervisor will ask you a question: what nerve you anesthetize? So if your answer is wrong, then you cannot treat the patient. Just which one is superior, alveolar, posterior?
Inferior ada tuh.
Good? Okay. So it's like this. So we say front part is buccal part. Jadi kita bilang itu buccal, bagian yang ke arah gusi.
Iya.
Okay? So this one is far from the midline. So we say distal. So this one is distal buccal root. And this one is mesial buccal root. And the back one is palatal root. Palatal. So for distal buccal and palatal is innervated by superior, posterior, alveolar nerve. But mesial buccal is innervated by
Media.
superior,
Media.
medial, alveolar. So this is special only in first molar maxilla. Okay? So if you look in the picture, it's like this. I think you have netter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can check like this. So it's different. So if you want to extract the tooth or remove the tooth, you need to anesthetize two nerves. This one and this one. Right? Not only this one. Not only this one, but both. But in the practical, if you inject the needle in the middle in here, the anesthesia will spread. So basically one injection will anesthetize two nerves. So you don't need to inject in here and inject here. No need. Just point the middle. And the local anesthesia will spread simply to the area. Okay? Otherwise, it's easy. If it's the tooth, anterior tooth, then it's from anterior superior femoral. So usually from incisive to caninus. And then premolar to the premolar, and one root from the molar is from the medial or middle superior femoral. And for all molar, molar 1, molar 2, and molar 3 is from posterior superior femoral. Okay, this one is the palatine. So this is that we asked before. So from the greater palatine, they will split to the anterior. And then for lesser palatine, it's for the palatal molar. And then in here is also palatine nerve. Foramen incisivus. And then mandibular. So if you check last week in the practicum, you will find in the mandible there's a canal, right? In here, there's a foramen. We say foramen mandible or foramen mandibular. So this is the place for the nerve that innervate mandible tooth. Okay. So there's a foramen for the mandibular nerve. We call as foramen oval. So maxilla is foramen rotundum, mandible is foramen oval. And then from here there's many branches. They also go to the temporal nerve, temporal muscle. I think some also to the masseter, and then to the buccal, and then also to the lingual nerve in here. Also from to the ear, behind the ear, auricotemporal something name, or auricotemporal nerve. And also in here to the intraocular. So this is mandible, T3, some to the temporal muscle, some to the auricotemporal, and some go to the foramen mandibular, and what some go to the lingual nerve. Lingual nerve, and some go to the buccal nerve. This one buccal nerve. This one is lingual nerve. This one is to the inferior alveolar nerve. And then the nerve that go to the foramen mandible, they have foramen in here. So this is foramen mental. So the nerve name is mental nerve in this foramen. And the other inferior alveolar will go to the tooth and to the gingiva from here. And in here, this is the lingual nerve. They go to the submandibular gland and also to the lingua, to the tongue. Okay? So this is important because when you want to extract or remove the mandible tooth, you cannot anesthetize from the front, especially from the ramus, because the carpus mandibula is very thick. So the anesthesia cannot penetrate the bone or the mandible. So you need to anesthetize this side using the needle. Okay? So you need, the needle should be like this direction. When you anesthetize this part, all of the inferior alveolar until the mental nerve will die. Anesthesia will anesthesia. So if you anesthetize in here, you can extract all of the tooth from incisive to molar, all, because all the tooth is from one innervation, same innervation. Okay, this is the midline. Remember, until central incisive, left central incisive, until left third molar. It's same innervation. Understand? No. Okay.
For in the first molar, the side or okay.
So this is mandibular teeth. Okay? So the inferior alveolar will innervate like this. So if you anesthetize this part, you anesthetize here, all of the tooth will anesthetize. Okay? So you can remove all without the patient will feel pain. But if you remove this one, still pain. Because it's not anesthetized. It's from this side. Okay? Understand? Now understand? So this is the facial. So this is facial. So in the facial, they have afferent fiber, parasympathetic fiber, and sympathetic fiber. Oh, sorry, sympathetic is not. These three, afferent, and parasympathetic. What's the difference? So afferent is like, you remember just afferent, effector. So for movement, muscle contraction, tongue movement, okay? So in case for facial nerve, they innervate afferent for the expression muscle. So for example, you feel happy, then your face will change, right? The expression, that's from the facial. But in the tongue, they also have facial. In this case, it's not for the tongue movement, but for the sensation, specifically for taste. So there's that one question from your group. What the difference between taste and sensation? I will explain later. And then they have parasympathetic fiber. So you can see in here.
Rest and digest.
Can you see in here?
Yes.
They have blue and red dot red, right?
Yes.
So this is from facial nerve. The blue one is go to the tongue. So it's work as sensory.
Sensory.
Jadi dia sebagai sensory. But in here and then go to the submandibular ganglion, it's not blue but red dot. So this is sympathetic. Parasympathetic nerve. It's not sensory, it's not motoric. It's parasympathetic nerve. So this is how the saliva can circulate water. It's from parasympathetic nerve. It's not motoric. Okay? And then connect with the trigeminal nerve in here. So maybe the next picture is more clear. Okay, you can see in here. In here. So this is trigeminal and this is the facial. They're connect, right? In here. So this is important. This is chorda tympani. The nerve that connect from the facial nerve to the lingual nerve. This is also connect to the pterygopalatine from facial. In here and to here. The difference is facial is bring parasympathetic nerve and they will go to the lacrimal gland. So if you see in the picture, the trigeminal ophthalmic also go to the lacrimal gland, right? But the fiber is as a sensory. So if your lacrimal gland is touched and you will feel the gland is touched, right? It's from trigeminal. But when you tear, it's from facial. That's different. Because the trigeminal brings sensory and the facial bring
motor.
parasympathetic. Like this. Like that. Same situation also for the salivary gland and for the tongue. In trigeminal, the tongue, like this, is bring sensory. So if you put your finger to the tongue, please, okay, you will feel that there's something in above your tongue, right?
Yeah.
It's from trigeminal. Okay? But if you put salt or sweet or MSG and you feel something taste, right?
Trigeminal.
Salty, savory or umami, it's from facial. It's not trigeminal. You know the difference? It's the common sensation like pressure, pain, temperature. It's from trigeminal in the 2 per 3 anterior tongue. But if the special, like a taste, like salty, sweet, and then umami, sour, what else? Ada apa lagi rasa? Pahit, sour, asam. Pahit bahasa Indonesia apa ya? Bitter. It's from facial nerve. Okay, that's different. So, what you look in the picture, the yellow in here, actually is this epineurum. Okay, this is epineurum actually that you see in the picture. In the epineurum, they will bring several fascicles that contain several nerve cells, especially the axon. So some axon is from facial, some axon is from trigeminal. That's different. So from the trigeminal is being sensory. In facial, they will bring a sensory but spatial, not somatic. And also bring for the submandibular gland is for the parasympathetic. So 3 types in here. Okay?
Apa? Oh.
And next, glossopharyngeal. This is innervate, the most important in our case dentistry. Yeah? The first one is parasympathetic or parotid gland. So they will bring the nerve to the optic ganglion, and then to the parotid gland. This is how amylase and salivary secretion occur. Okay, it's from glossopharyngeal. So this is parasympathetic. And then they will bring sensory, spatial sensory for taste and somatic sensory for pleasure and pain to the tongue. 1/3 posterior tongue in here. In here.
Yang posterior lagi kan.
Okay? That's it. For glossopharyngeal, just remember that only that. Posterior tongue and then parotid gland. And also maybe oropharynx. That's for glossopharyngeal. And for vagus, this is very complex, right? But make it easier. You just remember that they innervate the pharynx. This is also, sometimes you eat or drink menthol, mint. You will feel your trachea or your pharynx is cool, right? It's from vagus. Okay? They give innervation to here, and this is sensory. And then for the tongue muscle, tongue movement, yes.
Can you repeat the glossopharyngeal nerve? What do we need to remember? The posterior of the tongue, does it
Yes.
provide sensations or does it provide taste?
Yes. So glossop.
Yes. Both of them sensory and taste.
So this is one of your patient. I will explain now.
Woi mau dong. Di Google.
So taste is different with the common sensation. Taste is like savory, acidity, sweet, and common sensation is like touch, pressure, temperature, and pain. Okay? So it's like this. This is diagram. 2/3 anterior of tongue. Sensory is taste is from facial. Taste. So you feel salty is from facial, but if you feel something, pain, somatic, and then what is temperature is from trigeminal. But for the 1/3 posterior tongue, sensory and taste is from glossopharyngeal. No different. So some fiber is for the taste, some fiber only for the somatic. Okay? Understand? Okay?
No, I was just asking in the glossopharyngeal nerve, you were saying that it's so complex, just remember these three things. One was that the taste and sensory in the posterior of the tongue. What was the other thing? Sorry, I was saying when you were explaining the glossopharyngeal nerve, you were saying that it's so complex, all you need to remember is that in the posterior tongue sensory, but also like another thing.
So glossopharyngeal also innervate parotid gland, and the function is to secrete water, saliva, from the parotid gland. So this is looks like in the epineurum. Fiber from the trigeminal is the blue one, and the facial is the green one. So it's not connected. Only in the same epineurum, but the axon fiber is different, independently. Okay? And then for hypoglossal, just remember this is for tongue muscle. Okay, so this is motoric. All is motoric. No sensory. Okay, it's different. Same to the tongue, but it's different. This is for motoric. So if your tongue is moving, it's from hypoglossal. So if you have problem with the hypoglossal nerve, you cannot move the tongue. So difficult for you to swallow something. Okay? Okay, this is the question from you. I think number one, it's clear, right? Now, taste signal is not from trigeminal but from the facial. And one back, 1/3 is from glossopharyngeal. Okay? It's not enter the trigeminal nerve. No. Understand? Understand. Okay, number 2. Home dysfunction in parasympathetic fiber of the facial or glossopharyngeal nerve indirectly affected the tissue. Okay, as I explained before, that glossopharyngeal is important for salivary secretion. Okay, so you can see in here they have the blue line, right? Blue line from the salivary nucleus, and then go to the otic ganglion, and you see there's a different line. First one is the striped blue, and then next one is dark, right? So this is pre-ganglion fiber, and then in the ganglion there will synapse, release the acetylcholine, and then this is the post-ganglion fiber. Okay, and they go to the parotid gland. So if you look more detail, it's like this. So this is part of my picture during my presentation in Japan. So this is glossopharyngeal, okay? And then this is otic ganglion, okay? So it's like this. They release acetylcholine in the synapse, and then activate post-ganglion fiber. Post-ganglion fiber will release acetylcholine, and then acetylcholine will activate the receptor in the parotid gland, and then release the saliva. Okay, but if the glossopharyngeal nerve is dysfunction, for example, you cut this part, then no acetylcholine in here. Post-ganglion fiber also not stimulated, and then they not release the acetylcholine, and then no saliva secretion. This will cause a dry mouth situation, or maybe they say as xerostomia. Okay, this part understand? Okay. And then these which nerves are involved when administering local anesthesia to the upper molar. I think I already explained about this, right? I think your friend also draw the picture in front. And this is another question. For the mixed function for classification in the kindness, how does the sensory and motor function work at the same time? So it's not, it's not work at the same time. It's work independently. Okay? So if the parasympathetic is worked in the salivary gland, the tongue is not moving. You can control it. So it's not work together. It's work independently because the fiber is different. It's target. Okay? And this is the last question. If the oculomotor nerve is injured, what visible sign appear in the eye? Okay, this is not question for the dentist. Okay? So it's not my competence as a dentist, but maybe, according to that I try to find the answer. The answer is, they say ptosis. How to spell it? Ptosis. So, kelopak mata, the eyelid will drop because the oculomotor control them. And then, oculomotor nerve also control the pupil constriction. So it causes delayed pupil. And then, alter the eye bowel movement. Okay, see.
Our facilitator, she had a discussion about our facilitator mentioned something about
Okay, that's a question. Yeah, I think this is like a myth. If we extract or pull out the tooth, especially maxillary tooth, it causes a blind. No, it's not. Okay?
parallel to each other because they're not
No, it's not. It's a myth. Okay, that's a myth. I think it's not real. So usually that can be happen if the patient has another problem, another disease.
There's like an infection and that like damages the nerves.
Infection. To the eye, I think it's not because it's far. The most common infection during tooth extraction is the sinus problem. So, you know maxillary sinus?
Yes.
Maxillary sinus.
Yes.
You know, right?
Yes.
So sometimes the maxillary sinus is near to the root. It's like this.
Maxillary sinus.
So this is sinus, maxillary sinus. So this is the tooth. Sometimes it's near like this. Sometimes it's like this. So if you extract this tooth, there will be this hole, right? Yeah, this is the problem. Or other else, if you get tooth cavity or caries, and then there's infection to the pulp, they will go to the infection in here, they can go to the sinus. So it's like this. So it's not from the tooth extraction, okay? Okay? Another question about innervation?
I like innovation more than less. Because it's circular doors. Ini fotonya. Ini fotonya. Which one?
Okay, now if you don't have a question, you can start or finish the assignment, the practical assignment. The deadline according to the professor is tomorrow morning at 8. Okay?
It's here. Ya udah kita coba. I'm gonna look a video. Yeah.